Welcome to this video. Today, we'll explore the 12 universal laws, ancient principles that describe how energy, consciousness, and reality interact. These laws aren't tied to one religion or philosophy. Instead, they're seen as guiding truths that can help you live with more clarity, purpose, and alignment. First law, the law of divine oneness. Everything in the universe is connected. Every thought, action, and intention has an influence on the collective whole. When you understand this, you realize that what you do to others, you also do to yourself, because at the deepest level, we are one. Second law, the law of vibration. Everything is energy, constantly vibrating at different frequencies. Your thoughts and emotions also carry vibration. When you raise your energy through gratitude, love, or intention, you naturally attract experiences that match those frequencies. Third law, the law of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. Your outer world reflects your inner state. Change begins inside. Your beliefs, emotions, and self-image shape the reality you experience. The law of correspondence teaches that any shift in one form of energy affects all other forms of energy. Fourth law, the law of attraction. This is the most well-known law. You attract what you focus on, consciously or unconsciously. Your dominant energy acts like a magnet. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. All the thoughts, actions, and words we send out are what we attract. Fifth law, the law of inspired action. Manifestation requires movement. When you feel a nudge, an idea, or a moment of inspiration, act on it. Small steps aligned with your intention create big shifts. Manifestation can only happen when you move into action. The law of action must be applied in order for us as humans to manifest things on Earth. Sixth law, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Energy is always moving and transforming. You have the power to shift lower vibrations, like fear or doubt, into higher ones such as trust and joy. Nothing is fixed. Everything can change. You have the free will to change the circumstances in your life. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy is very powerful. Seventh law, the law of cause and effect. Everything happens for a reason. Every action creates a reaction. Your choices create ripples that shape your future. This law reminds us of responsibility and empowerment. In everything that happens, you have the freedom to choose how to respond. Remember, every action or reaction has a consequence. Eighth law, the law of compensation. This law is connected to cause and effect. You are rewarded according to the energy you give, through actions, effort, and intention. It shows up as blessings, opportunities, or lessons that help your growth. Everything you give, you will receive. If you give with complete surrender and from your heart, you will receive it back tenfold. However, maintain a balance between giving to yourself and giving to others, otherwise imbalance will arise. Law 9. The law of relativity. Nothing in life has meaning until we compare it to something else. Challenges are not punishments, they are lessons designed to help you grow. When you see situations through a higher perspective, everything becomes neutral and manageable. The law of relativity gets a bad rap because it creates issues, but these challenges are necessary for bringing growth and fulfillment to our lives. Challenges allow us to develop our characters and gain clarity on our purpose and passions. Law 10. The law of polarity. Everything has an opposite, light and dark, hot and cold, joy and sadness. Life is yin and yang. Polarity teaches us contrast so we can understand what we truly want. Where there is fear, there is also the possibility of courage. The law of polarity shows us that there are always two extremes of the same type of energy. Everything has two poles, two opposites. You won't create love or fear. Law 11. The law of rhythm. Life moves in cycles, seasons, tides, emotions, and phases. When you understand the rhythm of life, you stop resisting change and start flowing with it. Everything has a natural movement. The law of rhythm states that everything in life comes, stays, and passes away. It is about the major periodic movements, such as the seasons, cycles like ebb and flow, day and night. Everything is constantly changing.